I love the little dino. There's a little dinosaur. I love that little dude. I'm gonna call him Ralph. What's up, guys? Ray here, still vaping. On the block is Habitual Vapor. I'm going to be reviewing their sample pack, which is made up of 5 10 ml bottles. Before this review starts, I wanted to get a little one-on-one with you guys. This is my first review. I'm still learning. So if it's not great, bear with me. I'll learn as I go. Throughout doing this 8 times, I kind of developed a game plan-ish. Alright guys, I want to put this side note in here too as well. Just to be honest, I don't see a point in lying. Habitual Vapor does sponsor my live show. Now, if you want to know what that entails, there will be another video. I don't know if it'll be before or after this one, but there will be one. Alright guys, hope you enjoy. Alright guys, next I want to talk to you a little bit about Habitual Vapor itself. Tell you about their juices, nic levels, all that good stuff, where you can find it. You can find Habitual Vapor at www.habitualvape.com. That link, along with all the rest, will be in the description below, along with a discount code. SBN, all caps, will save you 10% off your order. You can use that code anytime. Alright guys, let's get on with it. Habitual Vapor, they currently have 15 juices, 2 juice lines. Even though they're all listed under one tab on the website, there are 2 juice lines. First is the original, which makes up 12 of the 15 juices. Those 12 juices, the PG-VG ratio for all 12 is 70-30. 70 VG, 30 PG. Nic levels range from 0, 1.5, 3, 6, 9, and 12. I absolutely love seeing 1.5 because you don't see it that much. And trying to go from 3 nic to 0 is a bitch. So it's nice to see that in between. And the second line is called the fossil fuel line. That's their newer line. It's their max VG line. Nic levels consist of 0, 1.5, 3, and 6. 6 is the max you can go on that line. The 3 juices that make up that line are Blackbeard, which is 87 VG, 13 PG, Boondock, which is 88 VG, 12 PG, and Scotch Drops, which is 82 VG, 18 PG. Habitual Vapor also offers sample packs, 5 10 ml bottles for 20 bucks. You can pick any 5 flavors out of the 15 flavors they currently offer. And I love that. I love sample packs. It's the best way to get an overall feel and picture of a juice company. They also do something else pretty cool. They offer individual sample bottles, so you can get a 10 ml bottle for 4 bucks. Now I want to talk to you specifically about Habitual Vapor and the man behind it. I kind of think that's important to know who you're buying from. So let's get into it. Habitual Vapor is owned and operated by James Spade. I hit James up before the review here, asked him a couple questions. I asked him how long he's been making juice. He's been making juice for the past 3 years. I also asked him what made him want to start his own juice line. James went on to tell me he never intended to start a juice line. He was just DIYing for himself and his friends. Eventually his juice got out in his local area. Every bottle he sold throughout that first year he put aside and used to create Habitual Vapor, and thus Habitual Vapor was born. I also asked James about international shipping because YouTube you can basically view almost anywhere. He does not. Actually, I want to pull this up and read specifically what he says. James says he has shipped internationally, but I don't do it too frequently. Usually when I do, I have to make a special arrangement with the customer. Neither of my websites are set up for it because I don't charge for shipping due to wanting the customers to pay the same price across the board, whether they buy from a brick and mortar or online. But I have shipped to England, Scotland, Canada, and a few times to Denmark. Basically what that means is if he did offer international shipping, folks that bought at a brick and mortar would kind of get screwed. They would end up paying more, and that's not what he wants. He wants it to be the same price across the board for everybody, whether you walk into a vape shop and buy it or you go online and buy it. But he has shipped internationally. What that says to me, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It says if you really no, but what it really says is if you really want to check out Habitual Vapors, hit him up in the Facebook group. Link will be below. Hit him up on Habitual's Facebook page. Link will be below. Hell, you can hit him up on Twitter. He will get back to you. He always answers any questions folks have. So hit him up. I'm sure you and him can work something out. You know what I mean? Alright guys, let's get rocking into trying some of these juices out. I do want to be completely honest with you guys. I've shot this many times over, and I have tried the juices throughout shooting this video many times. Many times. So I have tried them. I have formed my opinion. I'll talk about each one as we go. So let's get it rocking. Before I begin, I'm going to be trying all these juices on the same setup. Gelly150.com RDA dual coil, ohms in at about 0.3, organic Japanese cotton, and I am firing at 55 watts. First juice up that I'm going to try is Backwoods. Now Backwoods is said to be a strawberries and cream. I got this in 3 milligram. Nick got all of them in 3 milligram. This is a 70 VG, 30 PG juice. I was very interested in trying this the first time because I'm not big on strawberry. I'm not. I like strawberry, but I'm a picky bitch. I'm very picky, especially when it comes to strawberries. My main juice profile is basically custards and some bakeries. I'm not big on fruits. I'll do blueberry. I'll do a coconut if it's in a custard. And strawberry, I'm not big on strawberry, like I said. It has to be a light, natural strawberry. I can't do candied strawberries. They either make me nauseous or give me one hell of a headache. I can't do them. I'm not a fan of them. So I was really curious to see what Backwoods is all about and get my own take on it, you know? Alright guys, as for the bottle and labeling, I know you're not going to be able to make it out because the closer I get, the darker it's going to get. Unfortunately, it's just the way the lighting's set up. But I will take photos and get them in there for you. I will describe the label for you. There's not a lot going on, which I personally like. In the front, you have, a circle. It's just Habitual Vapor. There's a little dinosaur. I love that little dude. I'm going to call him Ralph. That's Dino Ralph right there. He's running. He's running to the vape store. He ran out of, Backwoods, I guess. So, he's running. You know how it is when you out of juice. You got to haul after that vape shot and give you a little something. And Ralph, he's out of juice, so he's stressing. But he'll get there. He'll be all right. Happy ending for Ralph there. The design on the label reminds me of, it's like tribal. If you ever seen it, like the dashikis, things like that, with the triangles, lines going through the triangle, or circles going through like the triangle. Things like that. That's the pattern layout across the bottle. On the, what would be right side, is the standard warning about nicotine. Right here next to the label is your nicotine strength. Across the other side of the label is a born on date. Next to that is the website where you can find it, habitualvapes.com. It's pretty mellow, which I like. I don't like things with like a lot of shit going on. It's just my OCD, and me, I don't like it. I like plain, just clean looking. So yeah, I like the labels, not a lot going on. Plus Ralph, that's my boy right there, Ralph. Pound it up, that's Ralph. Alright guys, as for the smell of the juice, that's the first thing you'll get hit with, is strawberry. It smells like a candied strawberry. That's it. That's what I get. And I get a creaminess behind it. Alright guys, I'll drip a little, go through the whole. Let's do it. Do it! Do it, bitch! Do it. You can do it. Alright guys, let's talk about it. What I get right off the bat is strawberry. It's more on the candied strawberry side than anything else. Behind that, there is a cream note. That's what I get. Now, to go more detail into it, what it exactly reminds me of is a strawberry custard. If you've ever had a strawberry custard vape, you know how the bulk of them taste the same. It has that distinct strawberry taste. That's what I get. Now, don't misunderstand me. There is not a custard note in this at all. It also has a slight spice note to it. And I don't mean like a peppery note or an actual spice note. If you ever noticed when you vape those strawberry custards, on the back end of that strawberry custard, there's always that bit of kick to it. This has that as well. The cream note isn't on the smooth, creamy side. It's more of like a defined cream. It's one thing I will say that sets it apart from anything else. Alright guys, as for throat hit, there isn't really a throat hit. I mean, there is. It comes from that spice note on the back, you know, that custard, that strawberry custard taste I talked about. It comes on the back end of that. That's what you'll feel in the back of your throat. However, if you're a vapor that exhales through your nose, it does tingle and burn the nose a bit. Just so you know. As far as cloud production goes, I rate cloud production like this. I count Mississippi's and see how long it takes to dissipate. I was able to get to about 2.5, 3 Mississippi before this one started to dissipate. So that's where I rated a 2.5 or a 3. I personally do not see a point in rating cloud production. It just doesn't make sense to me. I will tell you though, it is on par with every other 70-30 I've ever had to date. That's where I would range it at. My final thoughts on Backwoods and who is this for? Even though Backwoods is not for me, I can honestly tell you it's a well-made juice. It feels complete to me. It doesn't have a cheap, unfinished, generic taste. It tastes like a well-made, solid juice. And now, as far as who is this for, if you like strawberry vapes, I honestly feel you're gonna love it. I can guarantee you're gonna love this juice. Especially if you like strawberry custards, you'll love this juice. What I do like though, that back note, that defined cream note, in my opinion, it separates, it makes it different from everything else that's out there. It's a very distinct back note. If you like the strawberry custards or you like strawberry vapes, you're going to love this one. I'm going to re-wick and get right back with you. Alright guys, let's get rocking on to the next one. Next up's going to be the vanilla custard. Label on this bottle, everything's the same. The only difference, the only difference is the name, really, vanilla custard. Other than, you know, just saying vanilla custard, everything on this label is the same as the last one. Habitual's vanilla custard is also a 70 VG, 30 PG. I will tell you too, I've had this juice previous to this review. Vanilla custard is my second favorite juice I've had from Habitual Vapor, my first being the Cutter. I've also previously had American Pie. The only two I've not had is Backwoods and Boondog, which I have now tried because I've shot this damn video so many freaking times. Alright guys, I'll vape it and go through the whole thing with you guys again, but while I'm dripping I'll talk about it because like I said, I've had it. I can tell you, it smells exactly how it tastes. I mean, dead on. It is dead on. It smells exactly how it tastes. Alright guys, this vanilla custard, I'll say this first. It's basic, okay? Now, when I say basic, I don't mean basic is a bad word. I mean basic as in plain. Plain meaning there's nothing added to it like hazelnut or a fruit or a caramel or a marshmallow, nothing. It's just a straight vanilla custard. I should probably get a different word than basic, but that's the word I've always used. Guys, this vanilla custard, I've had quite a few vanilla custards. Vanilla custards are my shit. I love vanilla custards. I describe vanilla custards are my type of vape. What I mean by that is, it's what I call the Coca-Cola effect. You know how when you used to smoke, if you haven't had a cigarette in a long time, and you went and lit up that first cigarette and took that first hit, you always got that. Or if you're stressed out, really stressed out, and you light up a cigarette and you know what I mean? You get that sensation, that like it's like you're drinking a Coke. You know what I mean? That's what custards do for me. They're my comfort, my security blanket. I love them. I absolutely love them. And I can say wholeheartedly, Habitual's vanilla custard is nothing. It's not. I've not had anything like it before. It is a juice completely of its own. Normally, when you get custards, there's a type. You got buttery, you got spice, you got egg, and then the creamy, which FYI isn't a custard, people. Not a custard. Just because you had a fruit with some cream notes, not a custard. Anyways, this does not fall into any of those categories except for the spice. There is a spice note to it. That's what gives it, again, that throat hit. Yeah, the throat hit, I would give Again, it's the same as backwoods. I would put it at it's non-existent except for that note in the flavoring. I would put it at like a 2 or 3, maybe out of 5, roughly. It's not bad, but it is there. I put it right in the middle. If it seems like I'm kind of all over the place on this flavor, it's because, to be honest, I cannot describe it. I really can't. The thing that comes to mind with this juice, and always has, is an ethnic type custard. It has a note that runs through it. It's the first thing you'll taste, and you'll taste it throughout the whole juice. From inhale to exhale, you taste it. It runs throughout the whole custard, and I cannot explain that note. That note gives it this type of spice almost. It's not a nutmeg. It's not a pumpkin spice. It's not a chocolate. It's not a cinnamon, but there's a spice note to it. It's almost like it wants to be a chocolate, but it's not. That's the only way I can describe it. It's almost like an ethnic type custard. I don't even know if there's such a thing, but that's the best way I can describe it. It's completely of its own type custard. It's not like any of the others out there. There's a sweetness. There's a sweetness on the back end of it as well. There's some creams in there. That's the best I can do, guys. All right, so let's get into it, guys. As far as cloud production, again, it's a 70/30. It's par for par with every other 70/30 I've had. Again, the Mississippi method, the cloud starts dissipating about 3 Mississippis in, 2.5, 3 Mississippis in. So that's where I'll rate it if I had to. Throat hit, like I said, right in the middle, 2.5, 3, roughly. Alright, guys, and then bottom line, who's this for? And my final thoughts, I guess, on this, so to speak. If you like custards, definitely check this one out. Like I said, it's like nothing you've had. At least not me. Granted, I haven't had every custard out there. I've tried as many as I could to date. I'm going to try a lot more. But out of all the ones I've had, and I've had quite a few, this is of its own breed, basically. Definitely, if you like custards, definitely check this out. If you don't like custards and you had a bad experience, honestly, check it out because it's completely different. Most custards, I was getting into this and I guess I left it hanging. Most custards, or like the Capellas or the Flavor Wests that are like more on the smooth, creamy side, or they have like the Capella base to them, things like that. Nothing. This doesn't have any of those in it. But yeah, that's who this is for, guys. If you like custards, or if you had tried custards and you didn't like it or care for it, give this one a shot. Final thoughts on this juice. The juice is a very well made juice, just like the last one. And I can tell you right now, I've tried them all, like all of them. And all the ones that I've tried others of Habitual's juices that aren't here. Every juice I've had, every one of them has been very well made. You're gonna get quality juice, guys. You're not gonna get a cheap, generic or unfinished taste with any of his juices. As for the flavor profile, it's one you gotta try and experience for yourself. And I know that's kind of a bullshit answer, but that's honestly the best I can do. Well, that's a lie. The best I can do, it reminds me, like I said, an ethnic type custard. It has this note that just runs from beginning to end throughout the whole thing. It drives me up the wall not being able to place this flavor. It tastes like, to me, like I said, it's like almost like it wants to be like a almost like a generic chocolate, but it's not. It just has this ethnic type vibe feel to it, or taste to it rather. Regardless, I'm babbling on this one. It definitely worth checking out. If you like custards, if you had a bad experience with custards, this is in its own world. Definitely, I highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, it's one of my favorites from them. So definitely give it a shot. And with that, I'm out. Later, guys. Man, I've been doing it so long, brother needs a vape, you know what I mean? Shit. For real. It's like the eighth time shooting this video. Woo-sa. Woo-sa. We got woo-sa. Alright, guys. Well, let's keep it rolling. This probably won't make the cut, but just in case, woo-sa, y'all. Woo-sa. It's just one of them days. Microphone check out. 1, 1, 2, boom, boom, dot, boom, dot, dot. What's that, Hanson? What the fuck? Man, right. My eyeballs is a burning. They's a burning, y'all. My papers is on fire. Cletus, get the water. Get the sprinkle dealy hose and dang Cletus, cause my eyes is burning, Cletus. I don't know if it's focusing so hard or what. Damn lights, I don't know, man. My eyes is burning, y'all. I can see clearly now, the vape is gone. All up, no, I can't, cause these are lights. I can't see shit. I can't see shit now, these lights are on. I can't see no obstacles in my way. No, nothing. You ain't like that, Nate? Nothing. Shit, it's hard out here for a pimp. Trying to make this money for the rent. Fuck the rent. We need juice. Gotta make the money for that juice. Gotta make that money for that addy. Gotta make that money for that mod. Cause it's hot out here for a pimp. Yeah. Trying to get this money for that new Sigeli touchscreen mod. Trying to get this money for that tank. It's hot out here for a pimp. Alright, guys, let's get it rocking. We clean. Got a fresh diaper on her. That just sounds bizarre. Seriously, diaper? Really? That's the word you choose? Really, Ray? Damn you. What the diaper? Come on, man. Elevate it, homie. Elevate it. The fuck? Alright, guys. Vape and repeat. That's what we've been doing. All 8 days. Provided there are no issues in editing. But the 9th time be the charm. Can I get a lucky charm in this bitch? A rabbit? And they say, give me that. This looks close enough to a rabbit's foot. Saints, let me rub that damn lucky dog foot. Saints! Let me rub that lucky foot. Do you want to fight? Give me that damn foot. Come on, Saints. It's been 9 times, man. Let me rub a foot or something, man. Brother needs some help. Saints! Not make you see this. She looked. Y'all see? She looked away. She snubbed me. Well, fuck you then. You remember that cum biscuit, your milk bone time. I can't see y'all no more. Excuse me. I ain't a fan of this bitch. Kick it up, boys! Vapor, big on. Big on with you. Get on with yourself. Alright, guys. Oh. Let's see, okay? Let's see. Let me scooch this in. Tip it. See your feet. Okay. You give the people, you give a bro fist? Can you pound it? Yeah, my man. My man.